What's going on, guys? Thank you, first of all, to whoever recommended me to do this in my stream today. It is obviously pre-recording. Yeah, but whoever that was, thank you so much, because I actually thought this was quite a good idea. So, to get this out of the way, I have no idea what this is. I've never actually done a tier list before. But yeah, that was a double statement, because I actually have no idea what that bunny is, so we're going to put it in S. The way we're going to rank this, S, obviously, like, not really a problem at all. F, going to be I don't like this thing. This thing scares me. So yeah, we're gonna get out all of the overworld mobs first. We'll put okay. So we're gonna take into account like poison and wither and stuff like that for rankings as well. But I feel like the slime doesn't hit hard and it spawns so rarely that it's not even that big of a deal. And if it does become a big deal, it's so rare and they don't hit hard enough, you're not going to die from them. So we're going to put them in S as well next to the bunny. I don't know what the bunny is. Like, I think there is a bunny mob. It is rare, but I don't know what it is. Now with the zombie villager and baby zombie villager, they're so uncommon to find. I'm gonna put them in S because it's just like they're never gonna become a problem, and if they do become a problem, it's so rare that it's not worth putting them lower on the list, you know. But a baby husk, we'll put in B because they're spawn more commonly in a desert, so you're gonna see them more than the villagers. Plus, they'll give you the hunger effect. So the husk, the regular husk, we'll put in A because I mean they're still less common than the zombie, but we'll still put the zombie at A next to the husk because I mean hunger's not that big of a deal, but also baby zombies do run quicker, and it's just like if they spawn with an iron sword, you're in trouble. But even though it is rare, we will still stick with the babies as well as the regular baby zombie in B tier. Let's see here. A drown we'll put in B. Why I'm putting drown in B is because even though you kind of have to choose if you want to deal with them or not, unless you live by water. Um, and if you do take a boat, they're not really ever a problem unless they do spawn with the Triton. If they spawn with the Triton, then they do become a bit of an issue. But other than that, they're not really that big of a deal. So, where's the baby drown? I know the baby drown's here. Baby drown actually will go in A just because I don't think that baby drowns can spawn on Tritons. It wouldn't really make sense to me that they could. So I'm going to put them in A. I've never seen it. They can, maybe. But from my knowledge, they're going to be in A because I don't think they can. That's an overworld mob. F tier. Hate those things. I hate Vexes. Vexes are so bad. They can go through blocks, and they have an iron sword. So they do a lot of damage, and they're hard to hit like babies. So that's why babies are a little lower, except for the zombie, because they're so uncommon. Vexes are uncommon, but if they become a problem, you're going to probably have a big problem and probably die, especially in the case of a hardcore world. That's not fun. Now, Raiders, their aim sucks, and they don't do a lot of damage. They can spawn near you, but like I said, their aim sucks, and they don't do a lot of damage, so they're going to be an A. Wolves can overwhelm you. They're a very quick mob, so if you do anger them, you might be in a bit of trouble because they do travel in packs. They tend to travel in packs, so they can overwhelm you quite quickly, just like other zombies as well. So that's why they're going to be an A. Dolphins only become a problem if you want them to become a problem, so we're going to put them in S. I don't know exactly how much damage a dolphin does. However, it's not that big of a deal. Why do you want to kill dolphins? Are fucking aw- They make you swim faster. Come on. Spiders, regular spiders really just aren't that threatening at all. They have 16 health and they're slow. And then, like, say if you find them in a cave, their AI kind of glitches out and they crawl over the place. It's just, it's dumb. Silverfish. People have. I've heard so many people have a problem with silverfish. I've never, ever, ever had a problem with silverfish unless it was like hard, like the mod pack I played. They're so uncommon. You have to be in an extreme hills or a stronghold to find them in one. Two, they don't hit hard at all. They're easy to hit relatively because their body is wide and they're only on the ground, so you know where to aim constantly, and they're slow. So S tier for the silverfish, it's not that big of a deal. The pufferfish S tier as well because just like the dolphin, they're only a problem if you make them a problem. You can run them over in a boat, but like they don't do any damage really. They poison you, but that's literally it. They poison you for like 5 seconds. You can deal with that. So now for the evoker, I'm pretty sure this is going. Put them C. That's gonna be your first C because they can spawn the Vexes, but by themselves, they're not that big of a deal. Honestly, I'm pretty sure they spawn the Vexes. Now the Vindicator, we're gonna put Vindicator in D, just because they hit like a truck. I think they can maybe. I think it's either 9 hearts without iron armor, or 1 shot. I'm not sure in hard mode. But I know they do, I think, 3.5 hearts with full... Wait, no, sorry. So, no. They do 7.5 hearts, I'm pretty sure, with full iron. So, yeah, no, they're staying in D. They're not moving. Creeper. Creeper's going to go in D as well. Because Creeper, typically, they're not that bad unless they become that bad. But what I mean by that is usually you can just see them off in the distance, but you never know. That's why ravines are so dangerous, because they can drop down on you and just boom, you're dead. And also if you're running in a cave and then there's a little like overhang right above you and you don't see it because you don't think to look up, they can drop down on you. Say if you're like, oh, let me craft some more torches really quick in my hot bar or whatever, and you die because there's just a little hole right above you, and they come out of nowhere and kill you. So they don't become a problem unless you don't see them, Regular skeleton, we're going to put regular skeleton actually in B, because they're a little more annoying than zombies. Say if you have a knockback sword, they become more of an issue because you knock them back to where you have to go run up to them again. You're taking more hits. They're more annoying in packs than zombies. Just because in zombies, they're pretty slow and you can move around them. With skeletons, they kind of bounce you all over the place, I wish there was an enchant that made you take less knockback damage. I wish that was a feature. That'd be pretty cool. Cave spiders? Cave spiders will put C because, obviously they poison you. But if you're dealing with other mob types, say if you're in a dark cave, obviously, you don't notice the cave spiders there until you get poisoned. If you're dealing with other mobs, you're taking that DPS damage, and you don't really pay attention to your health while you're trying to kill the cave spider one to kill, like, the skeleton, or the zombie, or the creeper. Because if you don't deal with them, you're just going to keep taking damage, keep taking poison. So you need to get them out of the way quick so they can become a very serious mob. But also they're only found in one place in the game. Now, a witch, same thing with the cave spider. You can get poisoned by them, plus their poison lasts longer, and they can do instant damage. They have instant damage potions too, but they are quite rare. But if you're taking that DPS from the poison, just like the cave spider, you're going to have to deal with other mobs as well. Typically speaking, say if you're running in the middle of a field, and you gotta balance out the witch and the other mobs at the same time. So it can become a very serious issue if you find them. Now, I don't really know. Maybe a drowned skeleton. I'm not actually sure what this is. Ignorance is bliss again in the situation. So we're going to put that in A. Just because they're skeletons, so not, bunny. Iron Golem. Like, again, another one of those mobs. They become a problem. Like the dolphin, if you hit them. So it's not really, a big deal. The Guardian Boss, I'm pretty sure this is a Guardian Boss. We're going to put that in C as well, because they do have a bit more damage than, say, the regular, a bit more damage, I'm pretty sure, and a lot more health. So we're going to put them in C, and then we're going to put the regular Guardian in B. Because the regular Guardian, they can overwhelm you, but it's another one of those things. They do hit hard, but you only have to deal with them if you want to and go to that fortress. Now, obviously, Llama, that's fine. I'm pretty sure they don't aggro in packs. But like polar bears, and I'm pretty sure panda bears, I think they do aggro in packs. I'm not sure, but they are quite rare. So they are a little, overwhelming. That's why, like a dog type enemy, they can overwhelm you quite quickly. So that's why they're an A. Now, this thing, whatever this thing's called, We're gonna put it in B, and yeah, we'll put it in C because I'm sure they do have a lot of attacks that do hit pretty hard. But if you have a bow, it's relatively easy to deal with. But you need to keep your distance because I think they have an AOE attack. Now, Enderman, Enderman. They can spawn literally in every dimension of the game. However, they're pretty easy to deal with because if you know how to deal with them, they're just like any other kind of irregular mob because they're 3 blocks high. So if you build a 3 block high and then an overhang, they can't hit you. Or if you stand in water, they can't hit you. So it's, it's not that bad. But wither skeletons, they have a poison type effect wither, but they also do hit pretty hard. And they do spawn in with chunks of 1 to 5. So if they spawn in with, say, like 3 or 4, you can get overwhelmed pretty quick, especially if you hit a zombie pigman as well. Or, say, if a blaze is back and he's shooting fire at you. That's why blazes are going to be in B, because they're like projectile enemies. Plus, they have DPS. So while they are kind of, their aim's kind of off, while skeletons have, better aim, that's why they're in B, because if you're dealing with other mobs, they can become quite a nuisance, just like the skeletons. Say, if you have a creeper by you, and it's, you're distancing yourself, but then you get shot by a skeleton right back, say if you're running back from an explosion, he can shoot you right back in there. So, yeah, so if you're dealing with wither skeletons, you're trying to keep your distance, but then you get shot by a blaze in the back, you're dealing with DPS, not only you're on fire, but wither, and you get hit by the wither skeleton again because you got hit back into his attack range. Now, regular zombie pigmen, we'll put in C, because again, I guess they are a problem unless you, but they can, yeah, they can become an accidental problem. Yeah, they can become an accidental problem, but their counterpart, the baby version, I hate those things. They're quicker, they hit like a truck, and they can have enchanted swords and stuff like that, and they always have a sword. But with the counterpart, a regular zombie, it doesn't always have a sword, but these always have a sword, and it can be enchanted, I'd say like 20% of the time, I guess. So with magma cubes, we'll put magma cubes in B, because like slimes do nothing, but magma cubes hit harder and they can overwhelm you quite quickly. Unlike the baby slimes, the baby magma cubes can actually still do damage to you. So, and they can jump pretty high. Endermite is literally the only mob in the game that you'd have to deal with if you want to deal with it. You can only fight an Endermite if you actually do the thing that makes them spawn, which is use an Ender Pearl. I think it's a 5% chance for them to spawn out of an Ender Pearl. So unless you do that and you're going for it, you're probably never going to encounter one. Plus, they don't do that much damage. Excuse me. Ghast. Now, a Ghast, we're going to put in B, because it's another one of those projectile enemies that are just kind of annoying. If you get hit by a ghast or they put fire, it's just kind of like, it's a nuisance, Plus, they can destroy blocks. So say if you're on a thin block and you get shot, it can shoot you down. You could potentially fall in lava, or you can take fall damage. But you can counteract that with cobblestone. So that's not they're not in like C tier. Now, shulkers, they aren't really that big of a nuisance, honestly. Yeah, the B, because again, you only see them if you go for them. And when you do hit them, if you have a water bucket, it's not the big deal. They can overwhelm you a little bit, I guess, but their accuracy is very, 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 very bad. Now the Wither, we'll put Wither in F, just because if you think about it, okay, it does explosion damage, it can break blocks, and it gives you Wither. And luckily I'm on Java, but in Bedrock and Legacy Console, PS4, they can spawn up to 3 to 5 Wither skeletons once it gets to half health. So not only are you dealing with the most damage-hitting boss in the game with explosions and Wither, you're also dealing with 3 to 5 Wither skeletons once it gets half health, and that can very, very, very easily overwhelm you. Now, Phantoms, you got to be careful because if you don't notice, 3 days of Minecraft can go by in like 20 seconds. So you got to be careful, and they can overwhelm you. And they're also really hard to hit, just like baby things, but they're like thinner and they fly, so their mobility is a lot better. So they're kind of hard to hit with a bow. You just kind of gotta wait till they draw near you. But if you have a cat, they can scare them away. So there's a hint for that. Now the Ender Dragon, I'll put in D because Ender Dragon actually itself isn't really that hard, but it can do a lot of damage to you if you're not careful. Also, if you don't have feather falling and or levitate or slow falling potions, it can be quite an issue because it can throw you in the air very, very, very high, and you can cause either a lot of damage if you don't have feather falling or kill you instantly. Now, these things, I'm pretty sure these are a cut mob. I could be totally wrong. It's gonna look super stupid for the last thing on the list, but I'm gonna put them S because I don't know what they are. I really actually don't know what they are. Um, I think they're like they're like the ones that duplicate, right? I think they got cut from the game. This is gonna look really dumb if I'm wrong, but I've never seen them in the game before. Pretty sure that they cut mom. Not positive, but pretty sure. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the support on the streams and the videos. I'm enjoying myself on vacation. I'll be back soon, and hope you guys have a good day, night, and whenever you're watching. Thank you guys.